Hello everyone. It is December 13th, Saturday. Today is a wonderful weekend, isn't it? I'm your host, Sannan Annie. Welcome to our special corner where we dig up, introduce trending articles from the archive. I'm super excited to share this with you today. You know, technology is evolving so fast. And I found a really interesting paper that tackles a problem we actually face every day, even if we don't realize it. So, let's jump right into it. The title of the paper I chose for today is Simple Yet Effective Selective Imputation for Incomplete Multi-View Clustering. And the crow is Similar Cloth. World Save or 512.10,327 bun. Wow, that title sounds a bit complicated, doesn't it? But don't worry, I will break it down for you. It is actually a super cool idea that helps computers understand the world better. So, let me explain the problem this paper is trying to solve. Imagine you are using social media. You might post a photo, write a caption, and add a location tag. These are called views. Like, the photo is one view, the text is another view, the location is a third view. When computers try to analyze this data, they use all these views to understand what you are doing. This is called multi-view clustering. But here is the catch. Sometimes, you might post a photo but forget the caption. Or you might write a text, but turn off your GPS location. This creates what we call incomplete data. There are holes in the information. Oh, this is a big headache for AI. Until now, there were two main ways to handle this. One way was to just guess the missing parts. This is called imputation. If the computer guesses wrong, it adds a lot of noise and mistakes. It is like trying to guess a password and getting it totally wrong. The other way was to just ignore the missing parts. But then, the computer loses valuable information. It is like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing. That is where this new method, called ISMVC, comes in. It stands for Informativeness-Based Selective Imputation, Multi-View Clustering. Basically, it is a smart way of saying, hey, don't just guess everything blindly. Only guess if you are sure you have enough clues. This paper proposes a method that checks if there's enough information nearby to make a good guess. It looks at similar data points and checks if other views are consistent. If there is enough support, it fills in the blank. If not, it leaves it alone to avoid making mistakes. That is why it is called selective imputation. It is super smart, right? Now, you might be wondering, how does this apply in my life? Well, let me give you some examples. This technology can be used in so many cool ways. First off, let's talk about video streaming services, like YouTube or Netflix. You know how they recommend movies to you. You look at what you watched, what you liked, and what you search for. These are all different views. You watch a movie but don't rate it, or you search for something but don't click. That is missing data. If the system tries to guess your rating blindly, it might recommend a horror movie. When you actually hate scary stuff with this new selective imputation, the system will only guess your preference if it is really sure based on your other habits. So, you get much better recommendations. Secondly, think about VR or virtual reality and augmented reality games. You are playing a game in the metaverse. The system tracks your head, your hands, and maybe your body. But sometimes, the sensors might lose track of your hand for a second. That is missing data again. If the computer guesses wrong, your avatar's arm might twist in a weird, scary way, really, right? But with this technology, the system can look at your other body parts and only fill in the missing hand position if it is confident. This makes your movement look smooth and natural. instead of click keying. And third, let's look at interactive learning. Imagine you are taking an online course. You watch videos, take quizzes, and write essays. The system wants to understand your learning style to help you study better. But maybe you skipped a quiz or didn't finish a video. If the AI just guesses your score, you might think you are a genius when you are struggling. Or the other way around. By using this selective method, the AI can accurately judge where you need help without making false assumptions. It creates a fair and personalized study plan for you. I should also mention video conferencing systems. You know, when the connection gets bad and the video freezes or the audio cuts out, that is also a form of incomplete multi-view data. Ideally, you want the AI to fill in the missing frames or sound to make the conversation smooth. But if it fills it with the wrong face or wrong sound, it would be super creepy. This technology ensures that it only repairs the signal and it knows exactly what should be there. So, how does this compare to other technologies? Well, there are things like GANs, or generative adversarial networks. These are really good at creating realistic images, but sometimes they are too creative. They might hallucinate or make up things that aren't true. In scientific data or medical records, we cannot afford to make things up. This ISMVC method is much more careful. It calculates an information score and models the uncertainty. It knows when it doesn't know. That is a very human-like quality, don't you think? Also, compared to older methods that just take the average, we use simple math to fill in blanks. This method uses a variational automator. That is a fancy word, but it basically means it understands the complex structure of the data much better. It captures the distribution, not just a single number, so it is way more robust against noise. The paper shows that even when 50% of the data is missing, this method still performs amazingly well. It beats the other methods by a large margin. It is really impressive. It is like taking a test where half the questions are blank and still getting an A+ because you knew exactly which ones to answer and which ones to skip. I think this kind of research is so important. As we rely more on AI, you need AI that is honest and reliable. We don't want AI that pretends to know everything. You want AI that knows its limits and acts smartly within them. This paper, Simple Yet Effective Selective Imputation, is a big step in that direction. Well, that is all for today's deep dive into the archive. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did. It is amazing how a simple idea, but being selective about what you guess, can make such a big difference in technology. Next time you see a perfect movie recommendation or a smooth character, remember that there might be some smart math working behind the scenes. Thank you so much for listening to San No Annie's Radio. I hope you have a fantastic Saturday. Stay curious and keep exploring the world of tech. See you next time. Bye-bye.